Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good day and welcome to the show on this Wednesday, the 9th of September, 2020. Glad to have you guys here. Now, here's the thing. When I was a younger man, I used to love to study weather, and hurricanes especially. I was especially interested in hurricanes. But, we always had these type of storms when I was a younger man that were called squall lines. That's what we call them, a squall line. And it was a group of thunderstorms that kind of linked together to make a frontal barrier, a frontal boundary, and they would come through. And generally the winds would not exceed 60 miles per hour in these winds that would come from these squall lines, what we call squall line. Well, so the phenomenon has always been there. But the difference is the strength. Let's open the charts right here and take a look at this. Midwest continues to recover from a devastating derecho. And, when these squall lines group together, they become bigger and stronger, which is really a new phenomenon. It's the squall line intensified. And I'm blaming it on global climate change. And I believe that it's causing this new phenomenon to gain strength and get stronger. Moving up into the 90s and stuff, we had these intensify from what they used to be, which was around 60 miles an hour, the squall line, and renamed them into a derecho. And wind speeds could exceed 80 miles per hour. So they moved up, and also the size of them grew that much larger as well during that period of time. And so basically kind of what it's done is made a new phenomenon called a derecho. Now, these derechos are potentially very, very hazardous. And now the wind speed in these derechos is reaching up to 100 miles per hour. So do you see what's happening here? From what used to be a 60 mile an hour storm, which basically was a windstorm that knocked a few trees and branches down, back when I was a younger man. Now these have developed or evolved into these monster derechos that now the wind speeds is up to 100. It's went from 80 now to 100. Well, what's the next evolution of this? Is a larger derecho yet. With wind speeds that'll probably exceed 100 miles per hour, maybe 120 miles per hour. And why this is potentially so dangerous is because these winds do not lose steam. Now, see, what happens is you get a major Category 5 hurricane, moves inland, right? And what happens typically is the winds will lose speed very quickly as they come ashore, the hurricane. So, yes, right on the coast, a wind speed of a major Category 5 hurricane might be 150 miles per hour, but you move 10 miles inland and those wind speeds are significantly reduced. But these storms do not reduce their wind speed because they're already a land storm. It's a different type of a storm than a hurricane. And these storms can carry over thousands of miles across land and retain their wind speed, potentially having an effect that could reach much more people over a much wider spread area and much further, well, all the way inland, into the Midwest and everything, these derechos. So I wanted to warn you guys about this potential situation. I'll also show you a picture of what a derecho looks like. I think the next incarnation of these derechos, probably coming next year or the year after, will be that the wind speed will go up another notch higher, and what we'll see these derechos double in size and scope. And potentially, the damage that one of these things could do as it moves through over a widespread area across the United States or even up here in Canada, the economic impact from something like that could be absolutely devastating. So if you guys didn't know about this, I was pointing it out to you today, and now we're going to take a look at the markets. We're going to open the chart a little bit further. That's a D-E-R-E-C-H-O. I think it's pronounced derecho. Okay, gold price today. The gold price is at $19.42. It's up $11.40. The big question mark in my mind is today, Did they push the button on the golden mouse? You know, because the markets have turned around. Gold price at $19.42. Now let's take a look at silver. Silver is up 17 cents. Is at $26.79. You know, an awful narrow little trading range here. The silver's traveling at, with the center of the range around 26.80, where it is right now. So it's right in the center of the range right now. Let's take a look now at cryptocurrencies. And what we're looking at with cryptocurrency is a market cap of $331 billion, $331.5 billion, with a Bitcoin dominance of 57.1%. Now, we're seeing that Bitcoin dominance dropping even more. It's been dropping for weeks now. It's down to 57.1%. That's a bullish signal, guys. That means, what that basically means is, it means that the people are actually buying in heavily into the altcoins, the alternative coins. Now, I think part of the reason why this Bitcoin dominance is dropping a little bit has got to do with Polkadot. Polkadot is a new coin, and it's on fire. And I mean, it's got everything you want in a cryptocurrency. And it's moved up tremendously to the number 7 spot. Right now, Polkadot is at $4.66 per coin. And it's up 6.21% right now. And this is a coin you need to watch out for. This is a quick mover, and it's into the top coins already. It took me a little bit by surprise, you know, this Polkadot. And I don't really know how you would go about. I don't know how you get a wallet for it and stuff. I was on there trying to look for a wallet for Polkadot, you know. And anyway, because I'm interested in Polkadot. I'm keeping my eye on Polkadot. You know, it's moved up past Litecoin. Look, my dear Litecoin is at 48.27 today, but Polkadot is past Bitcoin SV, it's past Binance Coin, and now it's right on the heels of Bitcoin Cash. Okay, let's take a look at the Dow Jones today. You know, I'm suspicious. I think they might have pushed the golden mouse button, and the market not. But I told you guys that this was coming, this correction, or this dip in the markets in advance. I told you it was coming. We saw a drop that was in the range that I said it was going to drop. I said it was going to drop between 1,000 and 5,000 points before they pushed the golden mouse button. Now, they might have just gave it one little quick push, you know, and they might take their finger off of it tomorrow, and the market might go back down some again, you know, because they might think they did enough pushing of the golden mouse button. But, you know, Exchange Stabilization Fund and the Plunge Protection Team, they're in there on this market, and the Fed has already told you guys. They've said, listen, guys, the Fed has said we can create as much money as we want. Unlimited. They've told you. Unlimited how much we can create. And so, with that news, you know, do you really think that they're going to let the market crash down to the point where it causes the whole economy to cave in? I don't think so. I think they're going to use the golden mouse. But anyway, they might have used it already. Okay, let's take a look now. Crude oil. Crude oil's bounced too a little bit. 86 cents. It's up 2.34% to 37.62. Bonds and rates. We're looking at the bond. The long end of the yield curve is rising today, but not significantly. I'm going to tell you, the bond market and the stock market both. I mean, not the stock market, but the bond market and the U.S. dollar. Those two entities, the bond market and the U.S. dollar, are more overpriced than the stock market. They're in a bigger bubble, both of them. The dollar's in a bigger bubble, and so is the bond market. I mean, they have forced these rates down and kept them down for so long, so low, in these bonds. And what that basically means is, because there's an inverse relationship between bonds, when bond yields fall, that means that that the bond price it's an inverse relationship anyway. So when they knock yields down low, this means that they're putting the market into a bubble. And of course, they've been keeping rates near zero. So bonds is in a super bubble, and so is the dollar. And it's actually a bigger bubble than the stock market. And that's not mentioned in the real estate bubble at all. I mean, okay. When a house near a major metropolitan city over here, a house that's no bigger than a shack sells for $1 million, you know something's wrong. When it looks like a shack. And I've seen pictures of the houses that look like a little shack. A little tool shed. Looks like something Bubbles would live in on Trailer Park Boys. And it sells for $1 million? $93.20, 93.2% is the U.S. dollar index today. It took a little dip this morning, down 2.4%. Listen, guys, thank you for listening to my show. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye-bye.